Today's video, I'm going to show you guys the fastest way to increase your player level in a Rise crossover. But before I go do that, would you guys at least have a chance to win a free Game Pass? All you need to do is drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment your Roblox username down below. I get multiple Game Passes every week. Anyway, guys, without further ado, let's get on with the video. As we can currently see, I'm actually a level 1 player, but now you need to make your way over to your first dungeon. And also just to prove that I am level 1, it not only says level 1 down there, it also says level 1 when I go here. So I currently have no levels, which means I have no stat points to go ahead and show you guys or put into anything. So I'm going to show you guys how to level up, and then I'm going to break down what each of these actually means and basically the best methods that you can use to level up in the game. So to start off with, you need to be doing dungeons, of course, to level up. That's actually the main way you level up, and it's actually the only way you level up in the game. Be as many NPCs as you like, you need to be doing dungeons. They now spawn every 15 minutes, and it can be any rank dungeon you can use to get XP. Of course, higher rank, more XP. This is an E rank dungeon, and this is a facial one, so it should be relatively easy to do. It actually should be really easy to do that. So we're going to hop straight into this dungeon, and I'm going to quickly speeder on it and show you guys how fast you can level up. It is also really important that you can use runes and a bunch of other things to boost how fast you can level up in the game. If you are seriously trying to grind and reach one of the highest player levels possible, whether that's to get, I don't even know, one of the many different stats you can obtain for leveling up, but if you're just trying to get to a higher level, which you're a completionist, then you definitely want to do this. You also want to keep out like a big eye for smaller dungeons. Smaller dungeons mean you have to be able to complete them faster, and you're rewarded off completing dungeons. As you see, I'm literally level 1 right now. We've currently gained no XP, but by the end of this dungeon, we're going to have something. I'm not sure the exact amount per dungeon, and if the different areas can make it change a turn. Also, dungeons with small rooms, they are definitely worth spending time redoing. I mean, honestly, if you're trying to level up, you just want to be playing the game as much as you can and doing basically a dungeon every time one pops up, which in theory, there is always a dungeon in the game right now. Technically, there's a minute break, but the dungeons will always appear as they spawn every 15 minutes and last for 14 minutes. There'll be a break for 1 minute every 15 minutes, but basically there's always a dungeon to do. If you ever want to find it, just check the chat or literally check that Discord server. There's a bunch of different ways to find a dungeon to complete, and dungeons honestly are really worth doing now, especially these easier dungeons. You may like think, hey, these are like stupidly easy to do, and they kind of are stupidly easy to do. I mean, this is an E rank dungeon, so we're not only like anything like crazy off completing this, but it's relatively easy to do, and hey, won't complain about it. It also shows a really good example for the start of the video. And like I said, this is my first ever dungeon that's actually going towards clearing XP, so you guys may be able to see it in lifetime how we actually level up, and then I'll kind of explain to you guys like where it's actually worth investing your points into, because some of these are really good, others just aren't really too useful. You also really want to get a good dungeon clearing pattern. I went over these a lot before in the past. You also do want to turn cutscenes off. I'm leaving cutscenes on because I think they're cool, but if you're trying to really go for speed, you want to make sure they are turned off. And there's a few other steps that we'll show you as well that you can use, which I haven't actually used this time, but I'm worth going ahead and showing you guys. And now we actually managed to rise the boss as well. It is an E rank one, so I don't really care, and it's not really at all that rare there. But hey, we get a little cutscene here, and then we can get our XP. It was important to also note, wait till your dungeon ends timer like ends. Don't just go and like manually leave a dungeon, as that can cause it to bug. But we did actually gain 10 XP from doing an E rank dungeon, which really isn't anything too crazy. But you can repeat this again and again. So now what I would have done if I was going to be a little bit smarter, and honestly this is a place that I did make a mistake of when initially going ahead and doing this, is that I didn't set my spawn at the area. And this thing you do want to do, I'll quickly show you how easy it is to do. I mean, you've probably done before, but just on the very off chance you haven't, you need to set your spawn. Because if you set your spawn, it'll allow you to reattempt to that dungeon multiple times. And getting them multiple clears in the dungeon is definitely worth it. It is going to come with serious benefits, and yeah, it's going to make your whole progression of clearing dungeons easier. Of course, the higher rank dungeons, like I said, will gain more XP. So for doing an E rank dungeon, we got 10 XP there, which isn't a crazy amount. I mean, it could definitely be a lot better, but it's probably not necessarily worth spam grinding like E rank dungeons. At the start, I wouldn't actually probably be against them, but as you progress through the game, it's going to be a lot harder to grind up levels, and maybe you want to do other things with your time. But when the S rank and above dungeons, or even the lower rank dungeons than that, as long as it basically just isn't an E rank dungeon, you can go ahead and help yourself out a lot. We can also do something as well, which will show you a little cheeky way to gain even more XP when clearing a dungeon. So if you reattempt to the dungeon, you click on create again, you can actually use something such as a rank up of runes. We can use one there. I think it'll only let us put one in at the moment. I'm pretty sure you supposed to put more runes in there. I think it's actually only one rune per person. But what this will do is it'll basically jump up the dungeon's rank, so it'll just make everything up a rank, and we can actually see if this will get us more XP, as I'm pretty sure it will, and it's a very effective thing to do. Of course, would I recommend using this rune all the time? Depends, actually. There's different ones you can get. There's even ones that give like a super rank up rune, which you can use on S rank dungeons, turn into SS rank dungeons. So runes are going to be a big benefit to this, but this dungeon is definitely worth it, I'd say, as although it does 7 rooms, which is a higher amount than normal dungeons would have, they are very short. 2 or maybe even 3 of them being like really small ones. Also, make sure you have an auto clicker on. I mean the in-game auto clicker, and then kind of dash around like this. You can also even send your shadows as well to maximize efficiency. I know this is the second time clear on this, so I'm actually just going to quickly speed to where this is fully cleared. Now, like I said, we actually went in and cleared that dungeon one more time, and we did gain 20 XP instead of the normal 10 XP you'd get from clearing an E rank dungeon. Now, would I use rank up runes on such low rank dungeons? Probably not, because it's just more worth using on a higher rank dungeon. Either way, though, this will definitely help with your progress when it comes to clearing dungeons and going through them faster, as you need to, like I say, clear dungeons to go and improve your level. So now I'm going to go over basically what every single one of these points actually does and how it helps you out. So per level, they're basically going to say what they do. They do have a little text underneath it, but I'll kind of just tell you what's really worth it and what's not at all worth it, because there's going to be some of these which aren't really that good, others which are pretty decent. So the first ones that it's giving you is Shadow Power. Now, every level, this means you're going to get 1, or every skill point you put in will be 5% extra per level. So now this does make your shadows actually quite a decent amount stronger. In my opinion, this is not really worth investing into, as most people know nowadays, unless you've got a full team of M ranks monarchs, shadows are kind of bad, and by that I just mean like the damage a shadow does will be nowhere near the damage your weapon's going to do. I have a D rank version, so this is of the new weapon in the game, and with sharpness 7 on it, it's not in the high sharpness, it's a D rank as well. It's doing 618 QA damage, which is more than all my G rank shadows combined. I've got multiple Zyrus, I've got a chainsaw, I've given all names, some goofy, I've got a Mercilego, so I suppose these aren't the best shadows in the game, but even if we did go ahead and just get an M rank just to prove this to you, which I think we have to, yeah, we go here, and then we just press M rank and I put the max level. It's not me doing enough where it's actually worth me investing into, even with that ability there. So I would definitely go ahead and skip Shadow Power, which also means you'll be skipping Shadow Agility. This means your Shadow is going to basically attack 2% faster, like moves. This is basically useless anyway. Shadow Reach is, like, I suppose you could argue, slightly useful, but again, I would probably just completely skip this. Anything to do with shadows, in my opinion, is 100% worth just skipping. Now, we have these two, and these two, now, they are both actually worth investing into, but I'm going to kind of explain to you about why you should invest in one over the other, and depending on how you play the game, as there is no clear answer with this right now. So, if you want to go for the Weapon Mastery one, I'm going to skip player speeds to go over that in a second. Weapon Mastery is going to basically mean your weapons will do an extra 0.5%, so an extra 5% extra damage per level. So, this really, as it's a weapon per level, I'm not sure that means so much there, but basically, for this, every time you basically put a point in it there, it means your weapons are going to be doing more damage, which is going to be helpful to you. And like I did say, the game's meta right now is weapons, and that is something that is important to know, as if you are trying to get the max amount of damage in the game, this is something for you to invest into. So if you're struggling to beat things and you're really trying to push your damage, definitely would recommend going for this. But there is also pros and cons to this, because it's honestly not like a crazy amount, and also there are so many different ways that you can get stronger weapons. So my weapon, like I've just said there, it can be improved, it can go ahead and get better enchants on it. There's tons of better enchants you can get. I can also get the rank of it up a turn, and hey, there's even better weapons I can go for other than this, such as the new boss weapon that's been added to the game. So there is tons of different ways I can get my damage up. You can join guilds to get your shadow damage up, but the one thing you cannot change, at least possibly relics maybe are able to do so, but the one thing to my knowledge that you cannot change is you cannot change your player speed. And now 1% isn't a ton, but if you're getting a bunch of levels in this, you'll be able to beat dungeons so much faster. If you're utilizing the movement through them, you'll be able to progress through the game a ton. So basically, all in all, I would definitely include, if you are spending levels, to put your levels into player speed, unless you really are trying to damage, do weapon mastery, and technically at the very start of the game, then maybe Shadow Power is useful, but just join a good guild now. But that'll make up for this a ton there. But go ahead and invest in player speed. Yes, normally you don't really need player speed, but when you're trying to do dungeons and you want the extra clear time, you want the extra attempt, it'll be very helpful to you. Unless, like I said, maybe you're more grinding like the tower, which maybe then you may want to put some stuff into damage. Anyway, guys, thank you a ton for watching this video. Hopefully you have found it useful. If you just want me to basically go over it, you clear dungeons, you level up through dungeons, and higher the rank dungeon, more XP. You can use runes to make dungeons higher rank. Yeah, that's basically the dumbest way to do it. And then we just explained anything. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Have a good one. Bye.